Hello everyone. Is my mic working this time? Yes. Alright, should be good to go now. Let's get some progress done on PBI. Haven't touched it since yesterday. Yes, next step would be to connect the power. Yeah, let's do that first. Alright, so gonna run EV cables. We need 4, 4, 5, 6. 4, 4, 1, 1. Plus the 2, so 12. Yeah. So I should check these. I don't think they can require more than 1 amp for a single block. Well, no, they can. It's very rare though. I think it's only certain machines and they do it more consistently. But the recipes do not, so no need to worry about it. Hmm. I don't really feel like counting cables, so I guess I'll just make a excess. Actually, no, I do feel like counting cables, but then I would need the transformers first. So IV to EV I have already. Won't need that. Actually need this one upgraded. Need high amp. Then I should just need LU to IV. It's got LUV to IV, IV to EV, and yeah. The transforming part really gets a lot easier when you're working with a voltage closer to your power line, who would have guessed? I sure wouldn't, but that's just because I'm stupid. all of it. That should be everything done. Well, not everything, just the transformers. So I guess not really everything at all. Also, something I just realized is that, well, something I just remembered is that you can actually change out the coil blocks and the LCRs. Don't know what it does though. Perhaps it says here. Really doesn't say much, huh? Alright, I guess I'll start from my power line and build towards, oh my god, I have so many keybinds, and build towards the actual machine. So start from LUV. Where would I want it to start? So want a spot going up there, there, and there. So I guess I also have to get past this wire here. It's not even connected there. Guess I forgot to re-enable that. I probably disabled it by accident. Then again, could make this easier for myself if I just move these cables down a block. Because then I have space to pass the energy cables overhead. I'm just realizing now I forgot to fill my water. Should go do that. We'll be back in just a moment. Alright, let us resume. So clearly I'd want to place this guy here and this guy here. Not quite. So it's stepping down, which is what I want. So I mean, this is the big input, so it's should be facing correctly. LUV. Still haven't exploded anything like the past 400 hours of gameplay, so just being my extra cautious. It's part of why I check so many times. Maybe I should just do a controlled detonation to ease myself a bit. I guess there's no like controlled detonation in this game. And besides, I don't really think it would hit the correct spot. I think I should actually run it below. Probably gonna be interested in placing something in the space, which I'd want a bit more clearance. Whip out the good old spray can. UV with this orange. Also, I could just match it up against the colors already have placed, but I'd rather just be sure. UV to IV, IV to EV. And I do just want to run 16x across this entire thing, because I do not trust transformers. They will just burn your cable sometimes. And I don't know why they would. Because from what I can tell, the electricity system works off of a request system, meaning that a line will never use more power than can will never use more amps as all of the recipes combined. But sometimes it just like burns as if it was overloaded, even though it should be physically impossible for it to like demand more than the cable can hold. It's a whole spiel, but I just happened too many times. I think it's happened like 3 times, which is too many for me, and I just cannot be bothered with it anymore. Alright, so I'd want 5 for each of these spots. Doing that block should be another 4, and probably count them. That would be 14 with another 6 here. 20. Pretty satisfying number. Quite convenient too. Alright, how much rubber do you need? 2 per thing, so I'd need 40 rubberinos. Kinda like it just a bit of effort to deal with this. Gotta go in and request the fluid. The hustle is real, man. You gotta do what you gotta do. They don't activate the notifications. I gotta do it for them. I might be getting a bit too silly. Well, at least it didn't undershoot. I think worse than manually requesting rubber is having to do it twice. Actually, there's plenty of things worse than that, but just uh, honestly, I don't really know where I'm going with this. All right, you are EV, and you are EV, and you will not explode when I do this. Well, it won't explode yet, anyhow. And output EV. The screwdriver I need here. He might be going schizophrenic. Maybe I'm meant to know what he's talking about, and I failed the cold initiation. I don't know why he just started talking all this the second I said I was streaming. Maybe this is my divine punishment for plugging in the super chat. But you gotta do what you gotta do. It's not like someone else is gonna do it for me. I do have a bot on my Discord server that everyone's forgotten about. So I don't think I made it ping anyone. I think it just pings a role that no one has. Also, everyone on the server is like deceased as of a few years. EV. I'll probably revisit that server at some point and try to like make some kind of reason to join it. Because it's kind of just like, hey, go sit in the corner with all the other people sitting in the corner. There's not really anything going there other than the fact that you're there and that you are sitting and not doing anything more than sitting. Just doing my paranoia checks. Also just checking that everything is connected. Machine's gonna have a hard time Bluetooth taking the power out of the wires otherwise. Alright. How many of this did I actually set up? I think literally just the single blocks. But I should deal with like the little remainder of the single block automation first. I haven't set up most of the I/O for the mixer yet. Oh, it's already becoming a mess down here. Let's get this done before this becomes completely unreachable. Because if I don't need to come down here, then it doesn't matter how crowded it is. It is a cable run after all. Okay, so it's this recipe. I think I set up the sulfuric acid loop, the cell loop as well. So I need nitric acid in, say input hatch. So that would be nitration mixture out. Set that on. I can use the general things. What scheme would I use here? This doesn't really matter. Everything's gonna be filtered anyways. Don't really, you know, I put filters on most things just to be safe. So yeah, it doesn't really matter. Set it on brown, I guess. What are you connecting to? Just the, oh my god, I cannot. I have like no space to move here. That's just connecting to the A wire. You can see like 2 pixels of it right there. Alright, and then I need nitric acid. Insert and a output hatch somewhere. Yeah, will do. Then that's actually why I planned it as well. And extract blue nitric acid. Really just setting the filters to remind myself what's meant to be in the hatch for later. But I suppose there's also a filter here. But you know, I might misclick and instantly annihilate the hatch because my wrench is just that fast at this point. That hatch's head smooth off. Do we need a water output anywhere else? No. Wanted that to be the final output. That's a lot of text. Late game multi-block jump scare. Where would this not get in the way? Suppose if I put it somewhere over here. Like if well, I kind of don't want to obstruct the front though. It's also a thing here. Actually, I have an idea. Could put a output hatch like here. Set you to water. And go get a fluid trash can. Still have one. Should probably make some more. Wait, void hatch. Oh, well, that's useful. Does this have a quest? I don't think so. Like that's like exactly what I need. Literally like exactly what I need right now. How convenient. Anyways, let me press the correct button this time. Just a little happy accident. A little happy misclick. Cool. I feel like I should just make a lot here. Look, grab a stack of pearls. It still catches me off guard that I could just they stack up to 64. That should go by pretty instantly as well. I think the bender will do it all in one craft. Let's see. No. Actually, no. Yeah, it will. It's just that my pipe is, well, Ender IO conduit is too slow. Probably could just run it on. Actually, no. It runs 64 at a time. Most likely, I am actually running a pipe. What even is the output here? As that is. Yeah. One stack a second pipe. Adds up. No discrepancies here. Alright. Grab some tanks. It's a unfortunate amount of tanks to have. It's a slower craft. But I also think the slow part is in here. So let me actually just cancel you real quick. Grab this guy. Just grab both of these. Normal pleb LCR is kind of way outdated at this point. I'm always gonna be storing a little bit of overflow anyway, so let's just bump that up. And you as well. To make use of some parallelization. Well, actually, I don't have to worry about that. Because if I just set it on this, I was already on the correct thing. Set it on that, then it should just be fine. We'll need a card though. I think I actually managed to last for quite a while, only using cards that I've gotten from loot bags. These capacity cards. I can only really attribute that to my being sparing with them and preferring to optimize my A2 network off of passive drain rather than active drain. I I don't really feel like I could easily elaborate on exactly what I mean, so you just have to. Actually, I could go over it shortly. So basically, each A2 machine has a passive drain even when it's not actively running, and it has an active drain each time it's running a recipe. And the more pattern capacity cards you have in each interface, the more energy it runs per recipe. That's at least how I understand it. I could have misread it though. Wouldn't be the first time. So take it with a grain of salt. Oh, good reminder. I should repair this. Yeah, it got damaged a lot while I was trying to plug up a volcano. Had a pretty major burning oil spill. I was just making sure there was not a problem. Ah, yes. I love definitely not excessive amounts of batch crafting. When it was faster, but it will be so much faster. I just need to get my assembler motor block. There we go. God, I named it that. Big ass machine. I need the ass machine, man. Even though I'm searching for it, I remember the recipe. It's so simple. Uh, yeah. If I can't filter this, I'm gonna look very silly. But it would be kind of useless if you can't filter it. Did I? No, I didn't. I didn't insta mine an extra block. So place it here. Nice. Bye bye water. Just checking if I'm muted. Really happened at the worst time. I get the biggest raid I've ever seen, and my mic is broken, so I can't say anything. Like, it's just honestly kind of embarrassing. Do you think I've been raided before, but not this time around? It's like time 3 years ago when I tried streaming as well. I think it was like a raid of like between 1 and 3 is more than double that. Very momentous occasion. Hopefully a step in a good direction. Alright, now I just have a lot to cram into the rest of this multi-block. But me going through the trenches on this first multi-block will make it easier on the subsequent ones. Can take it a bit more easy. I just have to hope that my stupid app won't try to be fancy with it and put it into 3 LCRs. I have done that before. Like with the plat line, I originally uh intended for it to go into 8 LCRs. That was my estimate. And I spent like I guess all 20 minutes trying to fit it into 6. Ended up settling on 7 because I just did not want to do that. Probably could have done it if I didn't have to go through this entire thing filtering every single input, but you just kind of have to do that if you want to set an input limiter for items. It is a bit sucky, but what can you do? Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I could have fixed it with external filters. No, there's an output filter. Can set those. Usually I do make these chains in order, which I'm not doing now. I'm just kind of like taking each recipe individually and sorting it. So hopefully I haven't missed a step, and like we'll end up stuck at some point. Then it would be kind of a pain to find the one thing I'm missing. Because I'm not doing a bit at a time and making sure every segment I make works. You're not locked. Good thing I do my checks. How many inputs do I need here? So these two are the single blocks. So I need nitration mixture is dealt with, sulfuric acid is dealt with, phenol is dealt with. It's an output. I also need to fit 3 outputs into this, or 2 more outputs. That output is dealt with, so is that one? Also circuits. I don't have a input bus here. Just kind of praying there's not going to be any overlaps. Well, there's only 3 things that require circuits. There's only things that require circuits that have the ability to overlap. Because when something doesn't require circuits, it's essentially just every circuit active at once. Well, it's no circuits, meaning that every circuit can't be active at once without it changing the recipe. Damn, have I really placed like 16 wires over the course of 40 minutes? Again, I underestimate how long this can take. Suppose I'm also not going too fast. Kinda feeling like I probably won't make it more than an hour today. Energy level kinda dropped. I really don't want to push it today. Already like a bit burned out. Not from streaming, just like general burned out. I guess normal people would call that being tired. But I'm a bit behind on things. So I should probably not add things to my plate like this. But here we are. I wanted to stream, therefore I stream. Okay, well I can start with diphenyl sulfide, I guess. Because it's a chain one. Diaminobenzidine is also a chain one, which needs uh, yeah, it needs an IV recipe, so it needs to come from the other side. Because I am already pushing the limits of how much I can fit in here. Don't forget, it has a minimum casing requirement. Alright, so I'll put a output hatch there, input there. It's gonna make this one a diphenyl isophthalate. Right. Yes. This is the other side of the phenol loop. So I really just need the phthalic acid, and that loop is done. Phthalic acid is just like a bit annoying. I'll deal with it in time though. Just needs like a 4-step process to make. Oh wait. Oh no. I need to make sulfuric acid in this machine, and I have not prepared accordingly. New. Hmm. Well, sulfuric acid will let me get an input bus based on all the things, but I really should have noted it down first so we could have planned ahead a bit more. Well, not so we could have avoided having this realization and slight panic. But I guess it's not too pressing. The sulfuric acid is passing through the it's passing through the NIO cable network, so I don't have to make it in the same LCR. Uh, I think I'll just ignore it until it becomes a bit more pressing. Which won't get me too far because I'm kind of having to deal with it right around now. But I guess sulfuric acid is just like a few steps on circuit 1, what the output is dealt with if I put it in that guy. And it's just like a few outputs. Too bad there's not a multi-output hatch, and some inputs, for which I need 2 new unique ones. Alternatively, I could make hydrogen sulfide. Wait, that needs water, doesn't output water. I think hydrogen sulfide way would be taking less space, because I just need 1 output for hydrogen sulfide. Yeah. Then I have the extra input in the quad input hatch I'm planning to use. Should actually be not too bad. I think I want to like slap a quad input hatch here on the bottom, and then I could use the output hatch. I could place an output hatch for the hydrogen sulfide and the last remaining slot in the input hatch for uh, doohickey majiggy hydrogen sulfide. Yes, let's make a quad hatch. How lucky, I have one. As I've done the planning, I would hope to at least get this done this stream. I do, I do start to feel my soul leaving my body. Rinkies took me a while to spell that. Is it a depiction of my level of exhaustion? Or maybe just a depiction of my my terrible typing skills. I'm working on it though, slowly but surely. Right, I don't filter it like that. Hi, silly. I'm running something on red. Uh, Honestly, can I just like set this to orange? Yeah, just get it out of the way. You're on brown. Yeah, then I'd want extract on red. No filter. Because I can't fit 6 in the filter anyways. Then insert oxygen, nitrogen, the hydrogen here. Hydrogen and sulfur I can get elsewhere. Place output hatch here. Hydrogen sulfide. But make these have to point each other. And IO can still input from the side though. Okay, so let me actually. Wait, is this just for sulfur dioxide? Am I missing a step still? Oh boy. I wanted this recipe. Needs circuit 24. Still just hydrogen sulfide. It just skips a step. But if I don't have a hatch filter to contain sulfur dioxide, it shouldn't make the wrong thing. So should still be good. Actually, I still need to make hydrogen sulfide as well. It's just circuit 1, which I will have. Hydrogen, which I do have, and sulfur, which I don't. Let's go get a bus. A input bus. Yeah. I think I'd want to place the input bus on this tile right here. I can open up the floor, pull a cable up. So many different inventories to sift through. Would probably be a good idea to sort it at some point. It's dripping blood now. Just my schizophrenia, ignore that. I mean, it's dripping apple juice. Maybe pomegranate juice. Insertion limits. Then I need circuits. I need circuit 1 line, and 24. It's just 21 is single block. So set U to 24. U to 1 and U to 9. Nice. Then set a output hatch there. Turned on its own somehow. My factory might be haunted. But it's a helpful ghost, he can stay. He's chill like that. Chlorobenzidine. Wait, this is a hydrochloric acid output that I probably forgot to document. Oh my god, there's so many different things down there. Can I like move this? My god. At least do it properly. It's just so annoying to change like the group sizes sometimes. It really doesn't want to work like it's supposed to. Even is free. It's over here. But yeah, I forgot to code this properly. It is a no-no. But I will probably just like either see if I can pump the hydrochloric acid into a available electrolyzer or just void it. I ain't dealing with all that, honestly. I'd want to pump it into an electrolyzer, would be this one. It should work. I'll just require 2 extra channels and then not be a problem from there. I'll hopefully remember that output hatch is there for next time. Uh, that's a problem. That is the message for not enough structure blocks. So it's got 4, the 5th in the middle, and honestly, knowing me, probably not a single more. Seems I should probably move the PBI over to the right. If I do that, yep, you end up to exactly 8 now. I'm still making diphenyl isophthalate over here though. I'll have to get rid of that. Phenyl isophthalate. Also mean I need a phthalic acid input as well. hydrogen sulfide. Everything for it is available in the middle strip actually, so I can move it over here. Rotate you. There's an energy hatch in the way there, but I can put my metallic acid. Should be end up in blue. Well, first let's see, is that good? No. Alright. Guess it's that one block of difference. Well, time to do that thing where I spend like 20 minutes trying to save one block. No, I haven't spammed quad input hatches, so I could probably just do that. This friendly little input hash needs nitration mixture. You just find one more thing that needs an input. That's yeah. It shouldn't be too bad. If I just replace that with a quad. I'm really pushing these LCRs to the limit. Just batch craft this. Then I need, what, 128 of those? Uh, 18,400. It's probably not the best way to count it, but it's what I could come up with. Right. They desperately need to be in the top left corner. Because that's the only thing that makes sense, I guess. I go for fluid extractor. Well, both of these are bottleneck, and these are particularly fast. Right, that's actually still just running off of a super tank of oxygen. It really doesn't use very much though, but I can also incorporate it into the recipe though. Should probably what I should be doing from here on. Because like each recipe uses a different amount of oxygen, yeah, but like it's the same every single time it runs that recipe, so you can just incorporate into the pattern at a fluid interface. Probably the only reason why it didn't at the time was because it was back when the fluid interfaces were still pretty expensive. Actually, just refresh my memory on why. Like I know it's these things, but alright, yeah, it needed because it needs Lapotron crystals, which is some HV circuits and a lot of processing. I think the main thing that was the problem was the uh either the HV autoclave or the EV assembler, or maybe it was the uh maybe it was the clean room. Wait, it was HV. Couldn't have been in that. Must have been EV assembler or HV autoclave. It's just kind of annoying. Don't know if it was. I don't remember if it was because it was expensive or because it was slow to craft. Right, yeah. It doesn't go into molten form when I grab it like that. When you grab it with a small cell, it will only grab like a ingot's worth 144 when it's a molten fluid, which this is. But if you grab it with a large cell, it ignores that mechanic and just grabs it like any other fluid. Give me way more space. Which is like a neat mechanic, I guess. It's probably just like a oversight or something that was too hard, too annoying to implement. And the fact that it would be like in uneven amounts, maybe, and then like if there's just one of the ingots that's an uneven amount, like what do you do? Leave that behind? And how would you grab it if none of your cells can grab a uneven amount of molten? So like it would come with problems if there's nothing that can like grab, say, well, grab anything non-divisible by 144. Oh, you were here yesterday, were you not? PBI is going well. Slow, but it's going steadily. Currently, currently working on making my first LCR a valid structure because there was just one too many hatches, so I'm gonna fix it with a quad. But hopefully, me getting this out of the way early should make the rest of it more trivial. But I guess also just a lot of different flavors of liquids. At least most of them are inputs, so I can use probably will use end up using most of these quad input hatches for this. It is essentially just 4 hatches in one tile. Is it like a circuit assembly lines you're making, or is there actually like a need for well, I guess it could also be component, but is there need to like make a lot of like the normal assembly lines? Actually, are those the component ones? I aren't too familiar with them. There's quite a few different types though, from what I remember. Component, advanced circuit, and the normal. Anyways, it was right there. I wanted to place it. Gotta weave my way into the mess again. Can stand here. So you are just ground insert, nitration mixture. You saying normally like that makes it sound like you're doing a challenge run, are you? Just curious. Right, how would I reach with my wrench in here? I can reach from here, really taking crazy angles. Yeah, I want to pick you up and you up, and then place you there, face you that direction. Should already be an insertion limiter on it. Uric acid is facing the correct direction. Place that with that. Grab my wrench. Enable that. No extract. That and that. And hopefully I don't need to do all that again. Alright, it's back to being valid. Now just don't touch this multi-block. It's good. And if I need more input, I can also make this one a quad. It sounds like a bunch of late game Greg stuff. I guess I'll deal with that when I get there. I do hope to get all the way to the Stargate, but it's so far away, actually stars away at this point. So just take it a bit at a time. Okay, so you, oh my god, this is so annoying sometimes. No, don't drag it up. Gotta start from the bottom, drag it up to exclude that. Put you in your own. Diphenyl softylate. I was making in this side, so I'll keep that in there. Nitrochlorobenzene, I also still need chlorobenzene and another output. Uh, is there like some misconceptions in how to build the assembly line? I thought my understanding of it was that like the only like the challenge of it was setting up the automation, like having to put all the items in order. Well, I see. Couldn't you just have put the output on a different line though, instead of it being on the carefully counting line? But that's probably about what you did to fix the issue. Maybe you did something smarter and my silly solution would not work. It's quite possible as well. Alright, so is there no option for like blueprinting and like copy pasting it at your stage of the game? Because there's like all the matter manipulators, don't they have a copy paste option past LUV? Because like it copies a lot of filters and settings, if I remember correctly. and it might also be able to do NDIO conduits if you're using those to do the automation. Alternatively, there's also a copy paste tool if it doesn't work for the NDIO. This one, the conduit probe. Still, I guess even if you can copy paste it, it will be a lot to do it all 256 times. Well, if you can copy paste it, it shouldn't be too bad, but if you have to manually copy NDIO cables, it would. Anyway, so just insert telic acid there and it should deal with itself. Then I pick you up. And I put a output hatch here because I needed a nitrochlorobenzene output. That's why I did all this. No rest for the wicked. Just get back to it. Does this set a input for all of them? Wait, I just disabled one of the lines. Uh, um, no, it does seem to both going in. Yeah, just it does enable all of them. Oh, like it won't copy AE2 priority. Wait, do you use AE2 to automate the assembly line? Because I would probably do it with NIO because that's the medium I'm most familiar with. Anyway, it's just slap, that's a fluid. Slap this onto blue. Well, that is a pretty good way to do it. Like I'm not familiar enough with AE2 to actually make it work like that, but it is a more powerful tool for automation than, as far as I can tell, anything else in the pack. I did have to whip it out to make this build work for the probably the first of many, as things are getting more complicated. What I needed here was a priority output, which I just couldn't make work with literally anything else. Okay, so nitric acid and this guy with the single blocks, still attach them to this. So the multi-block itself is making, wait no, nitric acid is inside of the multi-block, so I need to add a thing. Thought for a second that nitric acid was going to be a single block recipe. So I do need another circuit. What's the xenon for? Is it just the EBF fuel, or is it used for something else? Guess I'm not really at the stage where I'm able to make it right now. Like I can make it through oxygen uh, distillation, whatever you would call it, without anything else. haven't seen it anywhere outside of EBF. Could also just be deluding myself and it's not a EBF amplifier. Possible too. 21. Yep. Alright. I was just wondering if it had other usages. I guess you would say uses. Usages. 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 I don't even know what I'm saying at this point. Okay, so that should... No chlorobenzene input. Still need that. Chlorobenzene, do I have that anywhere? I have ethylbenzene, that's not relevant. If I would have it anywhere, it would be in here. Let me just search for it. Doesn't seem so. But by the name, it's just going to be chlorine and benzene. I'm not going to be able to make it inside of the contraption, though. But maybe I do actually have it. No, I do not. Alright. No easy way out today. Damn, I've already used most of the space over here. Guess I should be careful with how much I place on the top, because I'll probably need to add a... I may need to add another tier. I'm not gonna be certain about anything yet, because I really don't want to use more than 4 EBFs. Not EBFs, LCRs for this setup. Ah. Okay, well I guess let's set up the bottom left corner. There's so many just lines of things, so I can get rid of these. That's dealt with. So PBI output I need over here. It isn't dealt with yet. The feeder softolate I have dealt with. I need an input for diaminobenzidine, and I need to produce it here with the hydrochloric acid output as well. Phthalic acid has no requirements for what it needs to be. It has a water output actually, let me note that. Water output would make me want to place it on the top right, including all of its preliminaries. And diphenol softolate I was making here, right? Oh well, don't delete it. That's not helping. Yeah. Although I do need to move the phenol around. This will actually free up a hatch slot for me. Those are empty. Place that. These hatches aren't overly useful though. Well, these tiles aren't overly useful, but I could always just like have it be elsewhere. So I need the phenol for... No, this pot makes the phenol. I need to put the phenol back into bottom right to continue the diphenyl isophthalate loop. Don't really see a way I can do this without taking up some valuable tiles. I guess I could use these two tiles. Yeah. Put a output hatch and reuses 2 at a time. And outputs in this direction. Set you to phenol. How many do I have right now? 1, 2, 3, and 4 for the one in the middle. 5 for the one. Actually, no, there's one there. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 of these tiles here need to be casing. Would be nice if I could switch some stuff out for these. Actually, wait, I might be able to, because this one doesn't need to be anywhere in particular. Oh, right. Also, I need this guy to actually be able to push into this filler, because I do not need direct insertion here. So I guess I just put a pipe here. Hopefully that'll work. It is an inventory, so it should be able to push into it. Although it doesn't want to connect. Let's see what happens if I just grab some sulfuric acid. Yeah, it doesn't work. I shall just place a tank then. And why does that not work? Like, it's powered. It has access to... It should have access to the sulfuric acid through the storage bus here. Oh, it's because this got its filter eated. Let me go back then and see if this guy works. Sulfuric acid. Doesn't seem like it. You don't... No, you do work. Alright. Just took a bit to update. I'll just do that then. I think I'd want to do this differently then. Pick you up. No NBT on you. Put you in there. And then do this loop with conduit. This conduit is cool. We love conduit around here. And then I just do that and Don't even know if you were actually configured to do item logistics from the beginning. That should be working. I don't expect to be able to set everything up perfectly though. I'll probably need to do some troubleshooting once I click the big start button. Should probably connect the wire wherever now. Just so in case it explodes, I lose as little progress as possible. But it shouldn't. I'll do my checks regardless. LUV to IV, IV to EV. All these are EV, all these are LUV. I put EV, I put EV, put LUV. It seems to work. At least know for sure it won't explode. I really need to like actually encode these properly instead of just ignoring every part of the recipe that is like not preferable. So I actually have to deal with the nitric oxide. This actually skips a step now that I'm looking closer, or skips 2 steps. Skips all of this garbage. If only didn't do it in such a ridiculous ratio. There's supposed to has to be some downside. Now what the hell can I do with nitric oxide? Suppose I could just like electrolyze it, that's decently fast, or I could just void it, throw it out the window. I could just pump all of the things I don't care about over into the electrolyzer and have it deal with it. Because this electrolyzer is like underworked. It can deal with a lot more. Honestly, just having a electrolyzer available in every chunk where you want to do some get some work done, get some automation done is pretty convenient actually. It's like typically when you're building a multi-block electrolyzer, it's going to be overkill for the setup you're using. And the only reason why this one is like as high of a voltage as it is due to minimum voltage minimum voltage requirements. Ah. Well, what else do I want in bottom left? So I didn't want metallic acid. The phenyl iso of the should be dealt with. Guess it's just this bunch I have to pick from. Right, that one, I already have that one set up. Nitrochlorobenzene as an output there, but it also can kind of just go anywhere. No, I do. Where did I place this? I do want it on the bottom. Yeah, I can just source from my flatline build. Dealt with. All these are dealt with. I'm starting to feel a bit too tired though. Gotta say. Did manage to get the bottom right fully finished. It's also kind of looking like I may have pushed it far enough that I can get away with using 3 LCRs, but I'm not gonna force it if it looks to be too difficult. It's also hard to say just yet. But yeah, I really should end it here. Can I find someone to raid? I wonder. I can remember how to. Actually, it's not remembering how to. I've never actually done that. Guess it will be a funny, a new thing. Maybe I just won't bother. Should I bother? I guess it's just showing support. Nah, I think I'll just end it here. It's looking to a bit too much effort for me right now. I'm already pushed to the edge. Well, it was fun, everyone. See you all later, I suppose. Take care. I'm out.